Oh God, what a time to be alive. That when College Humor was at its peak perform or peak era, whatever you want to call it.
Funny
I'm
or Die was pretty good too, though.
what Funny or Die? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Hmm.
I didn't watch a lot of Funny or Die, but like I've seen some of it. I'm gonna give this stream a second to get going before we actually go live here. And I mean we're live, but like before I start rambling. Um,
Before we get serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't just go from talking about college humor nonsense to just how we've got a good. I mean, serious as in we're gonna talk about video games, I guess, not like anything crazy around here.
Hey, if you can make a profession out of it, it is a serious thing.
Exactly. But yeah, I get. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 97 of Next Gen Newsweek. We are so close to hitting episode 100 of this show, which seems like it's ridiculous, and it's especially ridiculous because the first episode of Next Gen Newsweek I recorded at Alex's house. Was it like 2 years ago now? And now for episode 97, I'm back at Alex's house using not my actual equipment. Uh, for recording episode 97. But anyway, my name is Mitch. Joining me for almost all of the 97 episodes, Richard.
Hey, yeah.
He's almost
Hello.
there. Steven, welcome back.
Yo.
And Chase.
Hello, hello.
Like maybe another 20 to 30 episodes from now, Steven and Chase will be close to being on their 100th episode of the show.
Very true.
Yeah. So we hope everyone had a good 4th of July weekend. We took last week off because it happened to land on the 4th. I know Richard was shooting off fireworks like a Neanderthal in his backyard.
And
Um,
jumping through them and into them. It
yeah,
was amazing.
yeah. So uh, I hope everyone else had a good time also. Um, yeah, so we've got some recaps to do because we did not talk about the Nintendo Direct Mini that happened last week. We didn't talk about. Actually, I think that's the only thing we didn't actually talk about. We were gonna like recap some stuff, but we'll just do that this week because there's not a lot of like serious gaming news other than Hideo Kojima getting blamed for an assassination. But we'll just skip over that because it's just it's not even worth talking about because it didn't even happen. Um, but before we do anything news related, let's spend some time talking about what we have been playing. Richard, would you like to start us off?
Um, yeah, I guess I can. It's a short list. My wife's
Yes.
been on vacation. My birthday was last week. I've had a lot
Oh
of stuff
yeah,
going
happy
on, so I
birthday,
haven't.
Richard.
Yeah, happy
Thank
belated,
you.
man.
It's 40. It's a
Woohoo!
Woo.
Wait,
milestone.
wait. You
Um,
meant 21, right?
Mhm.
yeah, yes. Decades ago. No, I've not been playing much. I've been playing a little bit of Minecraft with my daughter. She's discovered Super Smash Brothers, unfortunately.
Hey.
So been having to spend a little bit of time with that. Let me see, Minecraft. I picked up. There was a sale on PlayStation recently, and there's been something I've been wanting to dabble into, and that was that Jurassic World Evolutions.
Mhm.
You could pick it up with. I wouldn't like a deluxe version, but it had some DLC with it for like $12. So I picked that one up, and that was really good. If you like to run dinosaur businesses, I mean, it's not. It's pretty cool. It looks beautiful. I'll say that much. Um, I think that's it. I don't think I've been playing that much. I think I picked up. Oh man, I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm with too many Pokemon. Pokemon. Wow, talk about saying it wrong. I'm
Oh.
with too many Pokemon fans to say it wrong. I don't. Brilliant Diamond, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked that up for the Switch yesterday. So
Nice. Have you actually
I'll
gotten to like start playing it yet, or just?
I'm like the first few minutes. It was the Switch was abducted from me. So
Oh, okay.
um,
Gotcha. Steven, what have you been playing?
Oh, I have been all over the place. I dove a little further into Let It Die. The game has grown on me and grown on me fast. Um, I've been playing Dead Cells. I've been playing Halo, Call of Duty, Pokemon. Decided to try my hand with Pikmin. I've never played it before. um, Nobody Saves the World, Scarlet Nexus, PUBG, Dislight.
Hold on, let's start over. Steven, what have you not played? This
Well, I'm just taking advantage. I just recently got like a steady internet connection over the past few
Nice.
months,
gotcha.
and like I'm like I just want it all. I want it all, and
Hmm.
I need to narrow it down to like 3 games a week. That way, I can actually make some progression because
Hmm.
I'm only making like averaging like 45 minutes on these games because I'm switching to another game, switching to another game.
Oh,
Hmm.
you got game ADD like I do.
Yeah, but I think the last game I've been playing is I've been going back over Ultra Sun.
Okay,
But other than that, it's been that and music. That's all I've really been working on. So
nice. Chase, what about you?
So yeah, I've finally got into Axiom Verge 2. I absolutely loved the first game, but I did feel like the second one just felt a little short, just because the exploration and everything feels great, but almost all of the bosses feel are optional. So a lot of them really felt like pushovers. Um, there were a few that had really good mechanics, but there's good exploration, there's great combat, but like I don't know, like it just didn't feel like up to par. Like I feel like Metroidvania games have like a really like set, like these bosses feel really really good, and like this game just kind of like did not meet that bar as far as good bosses for a game. But overall, I think it was great, and I really hope they make another one. I played Deliver Us the Moon, and it's a 3D first and third person action sci-fi thriller space adventure puzzle game. It's got a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, it's basically in an effort to solve the energy crisis where Earth's natural resources have been depleted. They've gone to the moon and found like a new energy source, and all of a sudden that source has just gone silent, and we're basically stuck on Earth with like no power, no resources, and so you're basically a one shot astronaut attempt to go to the moon and restore the base and get the power back on. And it's basically like really 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 interesting. You're solving a bunch of like space related puzzles, like in like three, no gravity and most situations, and then you're also having to like really juggle like um your oxygen level and trying to solve puzzles quick. So it gets really tense at certain times. And there is a sequel coming out to this game called Deliver Us Mars, and that comes out in September. um and if you have PlayStation Plus this month, Crash Bandicoot 4 is one of the free games this month. I didn't realize that it got a PS5 upgrade, so I did a quick playthrough, and like the big noticeable difference on this was the load times were a lot faster. Um, they did add 4K at 60 frames per second and some DualSense support. I didn't really notice that because I mean most of my games I've been playing the PS5 or look that way anyway. So, but yeah, if you have not played this game yet, I highly recommend it. I picked up the game called Angry Alligator off Amazon for like $10, and I can immediately tell you why it was $10 because the controls are wonky. There was like terrible clipping. There's bad animations. There's so much more. Like I could tell it was like a quick port from this PC game because like on a lot of the tech screens it tells you to press E many different times, and the PlayStation controller does not have an E button. Um,
Yet,
it
give it
is
a generation or two.
right. It is kind of fun to run around eating things, which is pretty much the basis of the game, but overall it's pretty terrible. Um, Ending on the high note, I did play the game called Splasher, which is a great platformer game. And in the game, you work at some huge corporation, and you're seeing something you're not supposed to see, and then they're coming after you. So you're armed with like a water cannon, and as you play along, you upgrade that to like a paint cannon. And different colors of paint that you splash on the walls or floors do different things. Like red paint makes things sticky, so you can trap enemies, or you can use it to like climb walls. And yellow paint is like rubbery, so it repels enemies and allows you to jump like great distances. And then water will wash away these paints. So if you need to clear those areas, you can do that. And then like the later levels, you're really having to juggle like all these abilities at once and like going over around obstacles and taking out enemies. It's really fun, really challenging, not over the top, but if you like puzzle platformers, really check out Splasher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, I've been playing some stuff. Richard called me out on how much Animal Crossing I've been playing in the past like week, and he's not wrong. Like I
I
don't know.
keep seeing it pop up, and I'm like, did somebody stole Mitch's?
No, no one's stolen anything. I literally have just been I back. I think it was this time last year. I had nuked my island to start over, which was look. If I've learned anything this generation of Switch or gaming in general, don't ever restart your games. Like if you've put hundreds of hours into them, make a new profile and just play them again if that's what you want. Because I've done this with Pokemon Shield and now Animal Crossing, where I've started over, and it's taken so long to get back into wanting to play it again. But no, I've been grinding ridiculously into Animal Crossing. I've probably put another 20 hours into it on this new island alone. And it's coming along. Since I've seen everything this game really has to offer, I have no shame in time traveling this time. I'm gonna do what I need to do because I don't want to just wait around to play this game like the way that it's made for you to play it. You can come at me if you want to. I don't care. I've also I've been convinced by some old friends from school to try my best to get through Undertale finally. So I've been playing a lot of that, especially last night. I probably played it for like 3 hours, and I played the Live Alive demo because that game is fantastic, and I cannot wait for the full version of that to come out. Let me back up. I haven't played all of it. I've played the Imperial China chapter. There's still a Far Future and a Ninja chapter I haven't done yet. But the game looks gorgeous. I made sure I tried playing it handheld and in the dock because I have the OLED Switch, and it looks absolutely fantastic on the OLED screen. Um, but yeah, that's all I've really been playing. I've spent a lot of time watching Summer Games Done Quick live streams over the past week. Stranger Things season 4 part 2 came out, which that took up a lot of my time, and yeah, that oh god, I don't want to wait 2 years for the last season. I don't want the show to end.
No.
Man, it's so good. With the games done quick thing, I just want to highlight one thing. I think they ended up raising like I think $3.5 million for Doctors Without Borders, which is like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not quite the highest they've ever done, but it's up there with the highest amount. And it's crazy. I was watching this Pokemon Emerald randomizer live stream because I've been doing those myself, but like this was the way that they had this one set up was like every time that your Pokemon leveled up, it would evolve. And they had 4 people playing the game, and every time the Pokemon would evolve, they would hand the controller off to the next person. It was very interesting, and they got to the end of it, and they're like, they had this goal the entire time where they're like, if they raised $800,000 just while playing Pokemon Emerald, they would go all the way to like there's like a bonus fight or something. And I'm sitting there watching this thing, and it had like 30 minutes left, and they still needed like $100,000. And they started hyping up this stupid stream, not stupid. They started hyping up this stream, and within the last 12 minutes or the last 20 minutes of the stream, whatever much it was, they ended up raising $100,000. But it was like, I mean, these people were donating. Like you could tell that they were kind of waiting until the very end, and it was like these donations of 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, just all just coming in at the last second. It was interesting and cool. But yeah,
Nice.
that and the ROM hack for Ocarina of Time where they were showing off all these glitches, and it ended with like it was supposed to be everything that they saw was like stuff that was in the game that you could still access, and it was, but they had actually gone in and coded in this secret ending after you get the Triforce in the game, to where it actually showed Link and Zelda like as their Breath of the Wild versions, but it was in the Ocarina of Time engine, and they were able to code in the Twitch chat for Summer Games Done Quick like into the sky, and like Link and Zelda were like looking up at the Twitch chat, and it was like all running on like N64 hardware. It was cool.
That's awesome.
It was very legit. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about first off what games are coming out this next week. Chase, Frog games, they're coming.
Mhm.
They're coming out. We got Time on Frog Island coming out tomorrow, along with Garden Story. Those are both all coming out on Xbox and PlayStation, I believe.
Mhm.
Loop Mancer, which I don't know. Maybe that's like is that like a Loop Hero kind of game?
No, it's roguelike.
Roguelike.
Mhm.
Escape Academy coming out on the 14th, along with Eyes in the Dark: The Curious Case of One Victoria Bloom. This is a PC game, and Rune Factory 5 also coming out on PC. But that's pretty much it for this week. There's not a lot of game announcements unless you're just a big fan of frogs, because the frog games is a coming. All right, let's jump into this Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase that happened last week. There was a couple of really exciting things. I think I kind of dogged on it the last episode we recorded, where I was like, this isn't going to be anything very interesting in this. They're going to talk about Mario Rabbids, and Persona 5 is going to be there. And I got those two right, but there was a lot of other stuff in here. I think we're going to start just kind of in order here with Nier Automata. I'm sure that the end of Yorha edition coming out.
Yes.
I know a lot of people were excited. It's like another big like game of the year from several years ago. That it's like one of those what do they call them? An impossible port of a game coming out
Mhm.
for the Switch. I'm not familiar with. I mean, I know what Nier is, but I've never played any of them, so maybe I'm not versed in this game. But Chase, you played Nier Automata?
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite games. It's just like just very good Square Enix like action combat. There's like shoot 'em up areas as well. But like the story is just absolutely incredible, and it's one of those games where it's not like a very very long game, because in order to get the full story, you have to play through it multiple times, because each time you play through it, the story changes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a new game. It's kind of like a new game plus kind of deal. So you're not like losing, set back to zero. But you have to play through it like multiple times, and to get like the full story, like all of the perspectives of everything. And man, once it wraps everything up, and it's just like it's incredible. So highly recommend that game if you've not played that game.
Steve and Richard, either one of y'all play Nier Automata before?
No, it's not really my bag.
It's in my area of play, but I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet. So.
Gotcha. Well, we also got Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. What a cool title that sounds like. It's coming out next year. I remember seeing the title like in the direct, but I don't remember anything about this game. I don't want to click on the video they got listed here because I'm sure it'll blast music into everyone's ears, and I don't want to get copyright strike. I was excited for Super Bomberman R2 because, like, I didn't think we would ever get another one of those because I didn't think the first one sold all too well. But I remember they getting this like whenever the Switch first came out, because it was like one of the first games that had 8-player local co-op with it, and I was like, I have 8 Joy-Cons because I am a terrible person. Let's play Super Bomberman R. And this one's got it's a 15v1 mode that you can play, where it's like one person's just controlling the board and the other 15 players are. Richard, why do you look like there's like enemy battle music playing in the background and you're trying to figure out where it's coming from?
No. I looked at this last night, but now it escapes me because it seems like there was something on that list that that stuck out to me, and I was just bringing the article up. And I got 2 monitors going, so I'm going back and forth between the. We're good now. We're good. I'm where I need to be.
You guys seen that video of that woman, and she's like just looking around, and it's got that Skyrim music playing in the background, and she don't know where it's coming from? That's what Richard looked like.
Yeah, no, it's swapping screens back and forth. I was like, there's something I saw on there.
Yeah, Super Bomberman R though is coming out next year. It's actually coming out on all platforms, not just on the Switch at launch. But yeah, I was kind of excited for that. Hopefully it's not like some crazy $70 game or something. Right up Steven's alley though, the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection making its way back out. Are you big excited?
So excited about it. I'm actually next week, and then like a week for launch. I'm like next week. I'm gonna start 1 over, and I'm gonna make my way all the way to 6. And then I'm not sure if I want to play the ones that were on DS because DS graphics were kind of terrible for that game. But yeah, I'm super excited.
What about Pac-Man World Repack? Let's go, Pac-Man! No,
Yeah.
I'm picking that up.
Man, then I don't know what they would do to reinvent Pac-Man, but like, let's bring Pac-Man back for another like a new game. Not like I don't know what they would do with it. I'm sure it would be like, I don't know. Maybe this is how they gain interest to see if people want a new Pac-Man game.
Yep.
We've got, is it pronounced Blank or Blanc? It's
Blanc.
It's like the
Blanc.
Blanc. It's like it's kind of like a visual novel kind of game, I guess, but like it's very Fox and the Hound, except it's a deer and a fox, or deer and a wolf or something.
I think it's more like Brothers or Eco or something like that. I think it's more in line with something like that.
Mm.
It's probably gonna be all sad as hell at the end.
Oh yeah, sure. So one of the animals is gonna die at the end of it, for sure. You can't make a game with cute animals and not kill one of them at the end of it. Richard, this game caused a lot of controversy, but Return to Monkey Island.
I know, but people need to get over themselves. Like, okay,
It looks great. It looks so good.
I remember playing the very first Monkey Island. It was like the early 90s, and I was at a sleepover at my friend Jake's house. I'd never heard of like graphic adventures or anything like that. This is actually like one of my favorite. I own every single Monkey Island previous to this. And to me, it looks amazing. Now, the art style is not pixel art, but I don't understand why that matters. Even the first 2, I think they remade, they revised them or something like that. You can play the original or you can play like the new updated one of the first 2, but I don't understand. That's what people were bitching about, is because the art style was not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other things to bitch about than just an art style that you may not care for.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not very into this series. I never like played them, but like just seeing the discourse online, it was kind of like when Saints Row got announced, and people were like, "This don't look like Saints Row," and then they finally got over it. But
I don't want to talk about Saints Row. I'm still not over it. And it's not even how it looks. It's something they excluded. But no, Monkey Island the humor is just like dead. Ron Gilbert, who's he's the one that said he's gonna stay away from social media because people don't like how it looks. He's in charge of this one, and they're doing that weird thing like they did with some Hollywood movies. So there's been like 5 or 6 sequels to the original. We're just going to pretend like they didn't happen. This is technically the 3rd in the series, even though it's not the 3rd in the series. I guess it's one of those. What do they call that? Like they did it with Halloween.
So like it's a reboot or not?
It's not really a reboot. It's kind of like I don't know. To me, it has like a technical name, and it's evading me right now. But yeah, when you play it, if you're thinking of like chronology, you get the first two and then this one, which the third one was actually, I think, called Curse of Monkey Island, but we pretend like none of that exists. This is the official third
Are
one.
they
So
gonna release a Monkey Island Historia where they set the timeline of the games up and they branch it off into 3 different ones because of something key event that happens
man, it's so
halfway?
damn quirky that they could. Because I'm going to be honest, well, I don't know, I don't want to spoil this game that came out in the '90s, but the second one, the way it ends, Guybrush Threepwood is actually a small child at a carnival. So I don't know how we get back to the pirating world. Yeah, that's the way the second one ended. It gave you the idea that none of this pirate stuff is real. It was just this little kid's interaction at a carnival. But then it also made it look like perhaps the ghost pirate LeChuck. It was something that maybe he had cast Guybrush in this dimension as a child. So I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be awesome whatever they decide to do with it. And if you watch the trailer and you've played the original, you got Murray the Talking Skull. You've got, I think the guy's name's Stan. He's like a salesman. There's a lot of reoccurring characters that are just hilarious that have popped up. So it's definitely one of those. I don't think you can pick it up and truly enjoy it. You need to play the first two, and they're pretty cheap on Steam and other things. So
I don't think at this point I mean, I know if it's like a new game that's just come out, we should probably avoid spoilers for it. But like, I'm pretty sure last episode we recorded, we like did a spoiler bit about Stranger Things. So I mean, like, talking about a game from the '90s is like a spoiler, I guess. I don't know.
you never know. That's
Somebody would get
there are
mad, like, damn it!
there are people that didn't know what Metallica was until a few weeks ago.
I'll
So
fight every one of them. I will fight every one of them.
like, oh my god, have you heard of this new band Metallica? Did you watch Stranger Things?
I saw something that just really got under my skin, and it was I can't remember the band I think that they were making fun of, but it was like, hey, have y'all heard of that band Metallica that they used in Stranger Things? They sound a lot like Killswitch Engage or something like that, and I was just like, you're about to just notice a fist coming through your phone screen, and it's because it's my fist. God, man, I want to.
I just
talk
think
about
it's
Stranger
awesome
Things
that
so bad.
that a show like Stranger Things can give light to a band like Metallica because nobody would know who they were
Or Kate
otherwise.
Bush.
So.
Yeah.
They've milked that Kate Bush song into the ground. Like, I hope I never hear that again. But on that note though, I've listened to "Separate Ways" by Journey at least 3 times a day for the past week. Just I already loved that song too, so hearing it in a remix for Stranger Things was just like, wow. Um, we got finally a new trailer for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Coming
Yeah.
out October 20th, which is great. There's a free trial if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member for play the original game. I think it lasts through Wednesday if you wanted to check that out. You get to play as Bowser. I'm already more interested because Bowser's one of my favorite Mario characters, along with Luigi. So yeah, I probably will. I gotta play the first one. I've been putting it off. It's like $10 on the eShop right now,
Mm.
or 15
Yeah,
if you want the
if you
deluxe
like,
Yeah.
edition.
if you like strategy games, it's actually pretty good.
Um, I mean, if I can play Fire Emblem, I imagine I can play Mario Rabbit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I want to go play it, but there's just like, man, that Animal Crossing. I can't just keep playing Animal Crossing. I mean, the way Chase is sounding makes me think he's picking it up. Is anyone else planning on picking up Mario Rabbids?
Yeah, I made the mistake of picking the first one up, so no. I'm going to learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, those
He'll-
things give me nightmares.
He'll say no, and then his daughter will come up to him with a trailer for him. We're like, Dad,
Now she won't even play the first one.
hey, give
I
her,
don't.
give her
For
time.
some reason, like the minions are okay. Like I don't know, they're funny. The little rabbit thing, they annoy the hell out of me. I can't do it.
They're fugly, and they cause nightmares.
They are. I just want to stomp on them.
There was actually a new Rabbids game that came out like 2 weeks ago. It was like a Mario Party style Rabbids game that like no one knew was coming. It just kind of showed up out of nowhere. How about Little Noah, Scion of Paradise? I can look at this art style in this game and probably tell you that I'm probably not for it, but it's out on Switch right now. You can go play this. It's available right this second. A casual roguelike steampunk looking fantasy game.
Dude, I think it looks dope, man. Like to me, it looks like Genshin Impact 2D.
Yes,
It's
it
like a
does.
side scroller.
Yeah.
Um, I'll tell you what. Actually, my brain's just wired differently. Railgrade, a railway management simulator. Like, okay, I'm kind of into this. Like, like,
It look cool.
just okay, I guess. Um, RPG time, The Legend of Right. I somehow missed this in the trailer too. Not gonna lie. Um, but Chase, did you remember seeing this? You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's like a hand drawn kind of like book RPG. Not really sure like how great it's going to be, but I mean, I'll probably pick it up at some point.
What was that other
Uh,
fantasy book game?
I was about to say it reminds me of something that was at the Devolver showcase.
The Plucky Squire game.
Yeah, but that
But
looked better. Not to criticize this game. This might be
yeah.
awesome, but
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then the I don't know what you would call this, but the Sonic Frontiers got probably the best showcase it's had. Throughout like all of last month, IGN was running like a preview for Sonic Frontiers, and everything they showed just made me feel like I didn't want to play this game. And then Nintendo drops a trailer for Sonic Frontiers that actually looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is running on Switch hardware, it actually looks like it's actually going to play pretty well, for the most part. But who knows? It may not actually look like this. But they finally showed like an area that wasn't this generic grassland that looks like it was ripped straight out of Zelda. They show I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Cyberverse or something. But and it looks more like traditional Sonic. But I'm still skeptical. And they're apparently it's still slated to come out this year, but they haven't given it a release date yet. And people were begging for them to delay the game, and they said no, we're not delaying it. You just don't get it. Not like you don't get it, like you can't buy it, but like you don't understand this game. So,
with that attitude though, they'd probably say that. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it.
It's like Balan Wonderworld. Just don't buy it. If you don't feel like you're not comfortable buying it, then don't get it. It's like, okay, whatever. I wasn't gonna buy it anyway, Sega. What about Disney Dreamlight Valley? I don't. As soon as Disney pops up, I probably set my phone down and walked away, and then came back
Yeah.
a few minutes later. Like, I'm not a Disney game person, so
Was that Disney like Sims game or
I
Animal
think-
Crossing style game or whatever it was?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna get it, and I'm excited for it because I'm not Mitch. you miserable man. It looks awesome because I like Disney. I don't know if it's just I've got a daughter who's like 8, about to be 9, so it's just been ingrained at this point. But the only thing that I worry about is it's free to play and it's made by Gameloft. So of course, my initial concern is if I've got to shovel like $10 or $15 into it every week, I'm not gonna like it at all. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it. But if it starts to look something like that, then I'm probably not gonna stick with it.
damn. Well, I can tell you what I was excited for, and that is Live Alive, because this game is just every time I see it, I'm just like, wow, this game looks fantastic. I've played the demo. The demo came out the same day as this Nintendo Direct. The whole concept is there's 8 different stories with 8 different characters that take place in random eras of human history between like caveman, and there's like a western one, and there's imperial China, far distant future, and everything like that. And they all have different stories, and I'm waiting to find out like how the stories are connected, because I'm sure that they are. But like the caveman one is like a lot of action. There's no like voice work because the cavemen obviously don't know how to speak. So like I think they talk with like symbols and stuff, like wingdings if you're a Microsoft Word person. Um, um, the but they all kind of like take movie tropes and kind of work them into it. Like the Imperial China one has a lot of influence from like the Karate Kid in it. Um, so like the story in the demo is that you're playing as this old wise kung fu master or martial arts master, and you're trying to pass down your skills to the guy's kind of like a, I guess he's not really, he's a thief kind of, but like he's just a guy that's just down on his luck. Um, it also like it kind of reminds me of Kung Fu Panda. Like it's just like you find like the old grandmaster, and you find like the panda who's just like a ditz, and he's like training him to be the Kung Fu legend. It's kind of like that. Apparently the far distant future one takes a lot of influence from Alien and 2001: A Space Odyssey. So I'm kind of excited to get into that one and see what that's about too. But yeah, that comes out the end of this month. If you play the demo, your save progress will carry over to the full version of the game, which is nice.
And it's not. It's only what, $39.99. It's not a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this game actually came out on the Super Nintendo, but only in Japan, and this is like a full remake of it. So I guess they felt generous and weren't going to charge us the full $60 for it. Couple left here. We got Doraemon's Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. Couldn't tell you anything about this one. Looks like a harvesty Sims kind of game with a big blue cat with a sun hat on. Like this. That's what it looks like.
It's a sequel.
I thought I'd seen that
sequel.
cat somewhere before. So.
Yeah, there's
Harvest Moon.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This was Story of Seasons. I think I talked about it a few podcasts ago because I didn't realize until I looked into, because I like these corny little farming things. I'll probably get it. I have the first one. This is like the spiritual successor to the Harvest Moon series.
Okay.
So that's where that's come from. So this is, if you're a fan of Harvest Moon, and I was, and I didn't know that this had happened. It may be news to you as well. Story of Seasons. That's where you should be looking. That's where the series is at now.
Nice. We got another trailer for Minecraft Legends, which I believe is coming out in March of next year. It may have actually been the same trailer we saw back at the Xbox showcase with some minor differences, but it probably just like running on Switch gameplay mixed in. Dragon Quest Treasures, which I think a lot of people were excited for this. Kind of like, but like in the same vein as like the Dragon Quest Builders types of game. But that's coming out on December 9th. If you want to be a treasure hunter with your friends. Captain Velvet Meteor. Do not remember seeing this either. But yeah. Did that look interesting to anybody?
The Jump Dimension. Or I'm sorry, the Jump Plus Dimensions.
The Jump Plus Dimensions. Yeah. Yeah, we got the Portal Companion Collection available now on the Switch if you would like to play your old Portal games. Square Enix announced a new harvesting farm simulator, whatever, called Harvestella. It's also an RPG. It's a RPG farming simulator. There we go. Coming out in November. This one actually looked kind of cool. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big farming simulator kind of guy, but like you put some RPG elements in it, I'm a little bit more about it.
You know what's funny is like just about all farming sims I play have RPG elements in it. I think it's the look, Mitch. You look at it and you're just like,
yeah, maybe
this looks like Disney.
Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? Who knows at this point with me? And finally we got and by finally I mean finally got the announcement of the Persona games coming to Switch. A lot of people super excited for that. Persona 5 Royal comes out, I believe it's this October. And then Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable are coming out next year. This was kind of like one of those things that everybody expected to happen a long time ago, but once it was announced that they were coming to Xbox, it was like kind of a given that they were going to come to the Switch. I don't know, is anyone planning on picking these up and playing them specifically on the Switch? I didn't think so.
No.
But Persona 4 Golden, I believe that particular version of the game is up until now has only been on PC, and Persona 3 Portable was a PSP game, so it'll be the first time everyone's getting to play those. So big excited for all this. Did anyone have any standout games from this that they would like to re-mention before we move on?
Battle Network. I mean, it's like the greatest game.
I'm gonna pick up. Like I'm really interested in Mega Man Battle Network. Steven, close your ears for a second.
Oh God.
I've never played any game in the series, and honestly, like I look at it and it looks like trash. But
Blasphemy!
I've never played one before though. So I want to, I don't want to just make that blanket statement without actually experiencing it. And the reason I say that is I look at it and it's like, okay, this does not look like Mega Man. This does not look like Mega Man X. I don't want it, So, but it's got this awesome following to it though. So I feel like maybe I've not given it a fair shot. So I'm glad that they're actually doing this. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to give it a fair shot instead of just looking at it and being like, eh.
He just fake spit on Mega Man and
No,
looked on
look,
Steven's face.
but look, man, you've got to look so you got to look at it from my perspective though. Like being as old as I am, and I grew up off Mega Man and the Mega Man X series. Steven, you have to be able to say that this is not that. I mean, is that fair?
That's fair. This is
It's
not
fair.
that.
Yeah, this is not that. So, my knee jerk reaction is I don't want it. So, but I'm going to play it and I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm excited for this. I'm going to give Capcom money for this and, we'll see. I may be wrong. I'm entirely capable of being wrong.
Tell you what, you buy the cartridge and you don't like it, I'll buy the cartridge from you.
Okay. All right.
That way you don't lose any money.
That's a win-win. Chase,
Mhm.
you
Is it
have
because
any?
of what, 10 games or something? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Isn't it like 10 games on there or something like that? Is that how many?
I think they're splitting it into two different volumes.
So
Oh, okay. So this is like Legacy Collection A. Well, yeah, they did that with the rest of them. So, I mean,
but I think all in all, let's see, you've got 1 through 6 that came out on Advance, Game Boy Advance. You've got Network Transmission that came out on the game. And I think you have 4 that came out on the Nintendo DS series over the span of, I think the last one was like on 3DS.
And they're porting the 3DS games to the Switch. That's
I
cool.
guess so.
yeah, Nintendo should, kind of look into that. That might be that could be an awesome thing for them. It says the Legacy Collection. It says featuring all 10 mainline games in the Mega Man Battle Network series.
Yes, because I don't think the one on GameCube count, because it's named different. It's called Network Transmission. So
Okay, so this is kind of odd. Did they try and do like some Pokemon crap with it?
I remember
The
there
reason I
being
say that-
something that they were splitting it up, like Steven and Chase were talking about splitting it up.
So this is what's included on the game. You've got Mega Man Battle Network 2, and then you've got Mega Man Battle Network 3, but there's a blue and a white. And then with 4, there's Red Sun and Blue Moon. To me, it's like Pokemon stuff. With Battle Network 5, there's Team Proto Man and Team Colonel. And then with 6, there's Psybeast Gregon and Psybeast Falzar.
What the fuck?
And that's the 10 games.
Oh, that's the 10 games. So
that's the 10 games, yeah.
Else. Oh, doesn't count. Because there's virtually no difference between the parts on the number series other than maybe a main boss or two, maybe a skill or two. There's nothing.
Well,
There's no different
You
storyline or
got to
anything.
plug your switches together specifically with a GBA link cable so you can transfer skills from one version of the game to the other.
I was about to say, like looking at like Cybeast Gregar and Cybeast Falzar is the only difference like that's the legendary you get at the end?
Pretty
Is
much.
that, is
Pretty much.
that
Hey, I just want to let you guys know, have fun paying for that, and I'm not. So, just
Yeah, I wonder how much it's going to be. They've not released any kind of.
Probably expensive.
I'm gonna say $40, probably 50, but at least 40.
Like 40's fair. I mean, I'm trying to base it off of like their other Mega Man collections. Those haven't really like been. I felt like those were fair prices.
Mhm.
What is it called? The Battle Network Collection? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Legacy collection, yeah.
they don't come out to what, March of next year or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it says that there is a network. So everything you just said, that's coming in Volume 1?
Okay, so
I
never
no,
mind.
what I'm saying that was a question because I see that there is a Volume 1 and a Volume 2. So
Of the Battle Network.
yeah.
Okay.
Would make sense as far as this storage aspect because those games, the file sizes aren't all that big.
Well, you named off 10 games. So Volume 1 is Network 1, 2, Network 3 Blue, Network 3 White. So Volume 2 will be the other ones that you said.
Oh, so it doesn't have. That's weird because I'm on Capcom's website and it doesn't read that way at all. It makes you
I'm
think that
Hmm.
yeah, I'm
they're
reading it
all
on
on the same
Nintendo's
one.
website. Yeah, that's all on Nintendo's website with this. Network 2 is Network 2 has Red 4 or Network 4 both versions, Network 5 both versions, Network 6 both
Oh,
versions.
never mind. It's at the bottom. You got to scroll all the way down.
That's where they get you.
Oh yeah, you can buy the Legacy Collection or you can buy the Legacy Collection Volume 1 or Volume 2. I got you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can buy them together separate. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Chase, did you have any standout games from the Nintendo Direct Mini before we move on?
Not like a standout, but there's a bunch of games that I'm going to pick up. I know that that Pac-Man game. I'm probably going to pick that up just because it's like I love like platformers, 3D platformers, and I think it's only going to be like $29.99 when it comes out. So
That's how you do a port. Release it for 30
yep,
bucks. Call
yep.
it a day. Um, well, I know it's taking up most of our show for today. The rest of the stuff's kind of like this, more of a just quick discussion. We've, for the most part, made it through all of the summer of gaming announcements. I mean, summer technically goes on till like September, so technically, I'm sure there will probably be like a full Nintendo Direct in September that'll technically qualify for this.
And then the Assassin's Creed announcement thing in September.
Yeah. So there's still stuff happening, but the bulk of it, that like E3 style stuff, it's all over with. So I found a list. I'm just going to shout. I put it in the notes. I was going to shout out, but shout out to shacknews.com for putting a list together of every single game announcement from Summer of Gaming and Jeff Keighley's thing and PlayStation, Nintendo,
Yeah.
Xbox, and they've got it all broken down. But anyway, I just wanted to give everyone a chance, if you wanted to, shout out any particular games that just really excited you, that maybe we didn't spend enough time talking about, or you just want to reiterate to people how excited you are for this game, why people should be excited for it. Just kind of, if there's anything in that list of stuff you wanted to praise real quick before we put it to bed for the last time, probably for at least a little bit. Speak now. But, or if you need a second, I will tell you why everyone should play the Callisto Protocol, which is still probably like one of the best games that they announced throughout the entire um, show for everything, including that and like Resident Evil 4 remake and Redfall. It's pretty much like the three big games for me that, like, out of the hundreds of announcements and trailers that Chase watched that no one else
Hmm.
did. It's like just three games.
No, there was a lot of really cool games. Especially like really cool indie games. But yeah, like this list is like just kind of intimidating because there was like literally like 500 like trailers shown that week. Um, yeah, I think like overall that Plucky Squire game was probably my number one game that I saw. But there was like so many like really cool little indie games. Just I mean, what I like, you know, there's stuff for everybody coming out. So
Yeah. Also, The Last of Us Part One remake, which isn't for everyone. It is for
yeah,
me. It's so weird how like I said, my brain's wired. Like I want nothing to do with this brand new farming RPG or anything else that looks really cool that I've never played before. But sure, I'll give Sony another $70 for a game that I've already played. It's just why not?
yeah,
There was an article that came out today that was like people were like, it was like an artist or something for the Last of Us remake that was like y'all need to give this game more credit than just being a cash grab from us. Like we've done a lot of stuff to it, and I was talking to my friend Jonathan, who is a big fan of the show. I don't know if he's watching right now, but we were talking the other day because he didn't even know that they were doing this remake, and I showed it to him, and he was just immediately excited for it because it's like one of his favorite games too. He's actually punishing himself by playing The Last of Us 2 on like nightmare permadeath mode or something. Um,
Yikes.
so he hates himself, but he loves himself enough to keep doing it.
yeah. No, like when I initially like heard the rumors, you know, stirring, I was like, yeah, I mean, this doesn't need to be remade. But like when I actually saw it, I was like, wow, this actually looks really good. So. And
Yeah.
then you know a lot of PC players are going to get this game for the very first time, and instead of getting like an old version of the game, they're going to get a brand new, polished, you know, all up to date everything. So
Yep. Richard, Steven, anything from all of this that you would like to briefly mention before we move on?
Yeah.
Just the
Uh,
Mega Man collection.
I mean, no, there's like a lot of. To me, it's the indies. There's not like a huge like blockbuster thing that's coming down the pipes. I was excited for the Resident Evil stuff, but I don't know. I might say that there was nothing that I saw that I didn't expect that I was like, whoa. And I
yeah,
mean, there was nothing real triple A that,
I mean, we got the new Final Fantasy VII trailer and the new God of War kind of teaser trailer because that is coming out later this year. That
Yep.
did get
yeah.
announced like the other day.
Yep. Which brings us to our last topic, which is Game of the Year Watch 2022 continued, because we've done this like I think 3 months in to the year, and now we're doing it 6 months in. We're just following up with everyone to see what your current Game of the Year is. So like we're looking for games that came out this year, particularly. And now that we know, we have a better idea like what else is coming out at the end of this year. Uh, is anything that is coming out going to, do you think will um, mess up your current game of the year? So like Chase was saying, God of War Ragnarok is now confirmed to come out on November 9th. Um, there was an opportunity there for them to take that 11/11 release date from Starfield, which is no longer coming out this year. But
Right.
apparently they chose not to because Wednesday is Odin's Day, which so they were like, we're gonna do it on Wednesday instead. Um, Forspoken has been delayed out into January of next year, so it's no longer coming out. It's getting cyberpunked, it seems. So the rest of the big games coming out that we know about this year, we got Saints Row, Splatoon 3, Pokemon, God of War. Probably forgetting something. Bayonetta got pushed out of this year too. Apparently, it was not like any major news that happened, but it's no longer coming out. Um, so yeah. So if everyone would like a chance to just talk about what your current game of the year is, and is something like God of War or Pokemon or I know Saints Row's not going to do it for Richard, but like unless
I don't
they
think you could do it. Period.
unless they just randomly add back that voice acting into it. They take his email to heart. But for me, it's still Elden Ring. I don't think anything else I'm going to play this year is going to make Elden Ring or drop Elden Ring on my list of things. That's I mean, I need to finish God of War, the last one that came out before I even touched Ragnarok. But um, I don't think God of War will probably mess that up.
And for me, it's Horizon. But yeah, Elden Ring would be like a close second, and then probably Kirby would be a third.
Oh yeah, Kirby.
Hmm
Richard, what about you?
Are we talking about what we want, or are we talking about like reality?
Games up that were released this year that you've been
Like, what is your favorite
Game
game
of
to
the
play
year.
this
What do
year?
we think is actually going to happen, or what do we want to happen?
Like,
That's two different things.
what it
What
is
is your
currently?
current game of the year, and then what was your
Do you
that may change by the end of the year?
Oh, okay. So I mean, all right. Horizon would be number one. Thor Ragnarok may change that. I don't know. We'll see.
Thor
But the
Ragnarok?
reality, yeah. Did I say Thor Ragnarok?
You did.
Oh, okay. Thor: Love and Thunder may change that for me. No, I mean, I think the reality is though, Elden Ring's going to be game of the year, regardless of what I say, because the overhypeness of it all is.
Well,
At the end of the day, I did not. It is my. I don't want to say it's my least favorite FromSoft game, but it's definitely not number one.
well, with
in
this,
hindsight.
this speculation isn't like mostly what's gonna win at like the Game Awards, but like us personally, like our favorite
Oh
stuff.
yeah, Horizon or God of War, but yeah, I'm gonna. If I was betting money though, I would bet it on Elden Ring.
I would say you're probably right, but also there's also like this recency bias thing that happens a lot where like everyone kind of like, oh my god, Elden Ring actually came out this year because it happened like what, February, like, and God of War is coming out like 3 days before probably when the Game Awards are going to happen. So it's going to be fresh on everyone's mind. But I mean, it's very interesting that like because of how much stuff got delayed, you've got like your Game of the Year nominees. There's like 3 PlayStation first party games versus Elden Ring. You've got Horizon. If they count The Last of Us, it'll be in there. If not, Stray will probably be in there. They'll have like
Why would The Last of Us be in there?
because it's a remake.
Oh, is that coming out this year?
Yeah, it comes out in September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So because I can't remember if Final Fantasy VII was something that was even eligible for like Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year because it's a remake. But I mean, The Last of Us 1 got Game of the Year back whenever it came out, so I mean it's possible. But
yeah.
Steven, what about you?
Oh, let's see. If we're living in my head, of course I'm gonna say Pokemon Legends Arceus, uh, Kirby, and Destiny 2, just because I'm so in love with that franchise. But in reality, I think it's gonna be Elden Ring because anytime they drop something, that's all I hear about. Like within the community, Facebook, random IGN posts that pop up on my phone. That's all you hear about. I mean, when they come out, they clutch it. Seems like almost every time. So,
do you think that Pokemon Legends Arceus is going to be better received than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
I want to say it's going to be 50-50 because I only heard twos and fews on the complaints when Arceus came out, and that was a brand new take on Pokemon. So when Scarlet and Violet come out, that's more so on the traditional side.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking it's like 50-50 down the line. There's really no telling which one will be received.
But aren't they incorporating elements of Arceus into
The only
Scarlet?
thing that they're not incorporating is the new catching mechanics. Like it's not going to be like, I mean, it's an open world game, like a full open world, unlike Arceus, which made you had to go back to that hub world to do missions and stuff. But as far as the catching mechanics go, it's like traditional Pokemon. It's not like well, as far as what they've shown is what it looks like it is. They may incorporate it in like maybe like the Safari Zone or something if that's in this game, but like as far as like what we've seen, it's like traditional Pokemon, except that you can just play the entire game with 4 people.
I liked that aspect of Arceus, like the whole hunting and that aspect of it. But I think what was missing was the battle side.
Battles, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited for the competitive meta for Pokemon to get away from Sword and Shield because of how stupid the Dynamax system is.
Yeah.
I was actually playing Pokemon Shield with a friend the other day, and she never stopped playing Pokemon Shield. Like or Pokemon Sword and Shield. She's just been playing it and just wrecks everyone constantly in that game. She has a whole team of like shiny Cinderaces, and it's like, dude, what the? First off, just pick a different Pokemon. It was so annoying fighting. It's like a team of rabbits that just kick soccer balls around. It was a very annoying fight. I did not win.
sounds like it's efficient though.
Yeah, because like they have this ability that lets them change their type. So has this team of rabbits that are normally like all fire type, but they can change their type depending on what they need to do. It's just like, this is annoying.
I think the only Pokemon that I've known that did that was the chameleon that was introduced in Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, Kecleon. Yeah, no, it's I can't remember if it's the Pokemon's ability or if it's the move that it uses that like changes its typing. So yeah, no matter like what type you've got, it's got a soccer ball with your name on it, and it'll just kill you in one hit. It was bad. I got destroyed. Yeah, I think if we're talking about Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year thing, I think it's really going to come down to God of War versus Elden Ring. I think that's pretty much what will happen. Elden Ring will probably win because it was on more systems, and like if you've got like the entire PlayStation fan base versus every other fan base all voting for Elden Ring, it'll probably work itself out that way. But they also said they have 2 other FromSoft games that are nearing completion. So Bloodborne remake.
No, I thought they were revisiting that mech series thing that they did.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember the name of it, but there's a mech series at FromSoft. I think that's one of them. And then I don't know what the other one is. I think I don't know. You know, I mean, Sekiro or Bloodborne would be good for a sequel, but I don't know if it's either of those.
Maybe something new.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe it's a Switch exclusive Souls game.
No. I want it to look awesome.
It runs at 4 frames per second. All right. Well, that's all the news for this week. So let's do a trivia question real quick, and then we will get out of here. So this trivia question may actually, you know what? I'll save it. What I was gonna say for after the trivia question, because I don't want my score to go up for current tally of times Mitch's bomb trivia. We don't need that going up because I like to just ramble. So, your trivia question for this week is: Megalomania is the feature song from which of these video games? So we're looking for Megalomania. Is it Live Alive, Earthbound, Undertale, or Chrono Trigger?
Undertale.
Did you say Undertale?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Undertale.
So, the theme song for Undertale is Megalovania with a V. Which was inspired by Megalomania with an M, which is a feature song for Live Alive. So
What?
That wasn't fair.
What I was gonna say that I didn't want to like kind of accidentally give anything away is that I don't know if this headset was going to affect my like pronunciation of words, but like I wanted to make sure that yeah, but I had a feeling I would stump at least some people by throwing Undertale in there. So, but aha, gotcha. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. Steven, where can everybody find you on the internet?
You can find me on SoundCloud, Breaker Beats 2020. I have been working on some new stuff. I've downloaded some new software. One of them is essentially a Vocaloid, to where I can actually use an AI guided voice, type in the words, stretch them out, give them tunes,
Hmm,
things like that. Um, and it's more so to right now. It's more so to um, increase talent, increase more of what you can do. But I've listened to a couple of people on SoundCloud, and they do amazing things with it. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to doing something like that. I am hoping. I don't want to put a date on it, but now that I've got steady internet, um, I went ahead and made my outro to my YouTube channel, my intro to my YouTube channel. Um, I'm gonna watch some more videos, and so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can get this YouTube channel up and running.
nice.
Nice. Richard, where can everybody find you on the internet?
They can't find me on the internet. I'm a ghost. I've completely abandoned the internet. No, I mean, I'm honestly, I have nothing going. Well, I've got stuff going on right now. I just don't want to. I'm gonna keep a really tight, firm lid on it. So you can find me at the Facebook page for Next Gen News Week. There you go.
There you go. Hey.
I was about to say, yeah, don't put your personal one in there. Mark's watching.
Uh-oh.
Chase, who's Mark? What?
Mark,
Chase,
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
oh, gotcha.
Oh, that Mark. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
wait,
I know
what?
him. I know that guy.
Chase, what about you? Anything?
Nothing from me really. I believe Best Buy is having their Black Friday and summer event going on, and I believe Amazon's matching their prices, and Amazon Day or week or whatever is, I think, this coming weekend. So keep
Yeah,
an eye out
Prime
on
Days or
yeah,
something.
Prime Days or what? Yeah. So that is coming up. So keep an eye out for like video game deals.
Yeah. Make sure you join the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/NextGenNewsWeek. If you want to find me anywhere, I'm all over the place at Meechflow. I've been kind of sad because no matter how much I post on TikTok, I have seem to have lost my 10K status. If you'd like to contribute to that, you can find me on TikTok and follow me just because it looks a lot cool to see 10K followers instead of 9,988 followers. It just sucks. Um, I I stream on Twitch occasionally, not really this week as I'm not home, and I started cutting up a minute ago because I looked at my phone and my friend Jonathan I talked about is a big fan of the show. He sent me a video of him watching us on his television and pointed out this picture of Alex that he has hanging up on his wall back here. he said, "Is that a picture of Alex?" And it's like, yeah, Alex has a framed picture of himself in his office. It's just there's one of me and him up here in the corner. It's just off camera. But yeah, Alex takes pictures of himself and hangs it up in his office, and no judgment. It's just so, we love you, Alex. I hope you're enjoying your vacation, and yeah, thank you all for watching. Episode 97 of Next Gen Newsweek will be back in your ears and on your video screens or Jonathan's television next week with more gaming news. Until then, have a great week.
Later.
So yeah.